Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have got a powerful week on tap, but before we discuss the energy, I'd like to thank those of you who are returning for this week's energy update and also welcome our new subscribers. So let's jump right in. Today's energy is just so wonderful. Venus in the sign of Pisces is going to sextile Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. Now, not only is Venus exalted in the sign of Pisces, but Venus rules the sign of Taurus, and Jupiter is the ancient ruling planet of Pisces. So these planets are in mutual reception as well. These are the lower and higher benefic, allowing us to do, asking us to do something to get something. It is a sextile, remember that. So we can rest assured that we can trust the process that is unfolding. That's for sure. It's all about trust here and compassionate understanding and compassionate love. It does conquer all. Love always wins. This is excellent energy for cooperation and any socialized events. So if you're getting together with people today, I expect it will be a very warm exchange. Tomorrow, we will be experiencing a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra. Let's speak of the axis first. So this is the me versus we axis. So Libra's all about relationships, sharing, balance, more than one, the balance of having more than one. And Aries is the I am, being rooted in who you are as an individual, your essence, that sort of thing. So when we talk about this axis, we've got some balance between the me versus the we. So it is an eclipse. That means that this is a full moon on steroids. We're being asked to let something go for purpose, which I enjoy. Letting go sometimes can be difficult. This full moon in the sign of Libra is ruled by Venus. We look at where Venus is at, and Venus is in the sign of Pisces, coming out this wonderful configuration today with Jupiter. And it's loosely conjunct Saturn. I believe it's like 4-degree difference, so there's a conjunction there, but it's loosely conjunct Saturn in Pisces. So this lunation, this full moon lunar eclipse is aspected by Pluto, sextile to the sun, and trine the moon. So this is offering us the promise of transformation that pulls us away from South Node energy. Because this is an eclipse in the sign of Libra, it's really focusing on that South Node energy. South Node energy in the sign of Libra is all about codependency, imbalances in relationship, self-sacrificing. Anywhere where this is occurring, we're being asked to let go of it, to drop it, or to recognize it. A full moon always shines light on something, and with this being an eclipse with a full moon, it is really blowing something up for us that we can no longer ignore. And it has to do with that South Node energy. Now, Venus being conjunct Saturn is asking us to take ownership for our happiness, right? So with Saturn being sextile Jupiter in the sign of Taurus, it's offering us that long-term stability, especially in areas where we have accepted responsibility, that's for sure. Remember, eclipses get us to where we need to go. So if you are the type person who listens to these energy updates on a regular basis so that you can make the necessary pivots and or capitalize on whatever energy is there. It's not always positive, right? We're working with the energy. If you're that type person who uses the energy on a regular basis to kind of pivot and move where you need to go, eclipses may not be as profound. Now, if it's at your exact degree, it'll be hard to ignore. However, if for whatever reason, you are aligned with maybe not necessarily living in a fact-based reality. If it's just too hard, if you've been through just too much, and you really don't feel like pivoting or don't want to pivot, that's when the eclipses can come in and literally wash away whatever ground that you are standing on that is built in some level of superficiality. So that's what eclipses do. They are here to get us where we need to go in an instant, just in an instant. It could take us some time to recognize fully what's happening, or perhaps maybe even see the benefit of that. But it is definitely going to get us where we need to go for the greatest good of all. So I would ask you to, if you're journaling, think about what it is that's being reflected to you. Again, this is a full moon in Libra, reflecting something back to us, some truth back to us. What is being reflected back to you? Ultimately, we want to stand in our authentic truth. That's really what we want. We want to be prepared for any relational pivots that come our way. If you are connected to someone who doesn't necessarily have a grounded sense of reality and they are being asked to pivot, it could impact you in some way. That's why I say just be prepared for relational pivots that align you in the truth, or someone that you're relating to in their truth in some way. You know, as we previously discussed, during eclipse season, the veils are thinned. They just are. The veil that protects our external stratosphere is thinned, but even so, the veil between the layers of consciousness are thinned. You know, pay attention, use your intuition, and trust the process. Remember, we're in between eclipses. We have one tomorrow, and then 2 weeks from now, we'll be experiencing a new moon total solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. So breathe. If you need to step away, get out into nature, or separate yourself from things if it gets to be a bit much, by all means do. Practice self-care first, always first. Then take care of what you need to take care of. On Thursday of this week, which I believe is the 28th already, we have Venus again, star of the show this week. Venus in the sign of Pisces is going to sextile Uranus in Taurus. Venus coming off being the ruler, the chart ruler for this eclipse, that energy is really strong, and she's coming off of that energy. And I want to lean into that energy, into that Venus and Pisces energy, that compassionate, loving, understanding energy. I just love it. And what I'm looking to gain from this configuration of Venus sextiling Uranus, as I lean into the Venus energy, I'm looking for fresh, new, authentic, surprising changes, because Uranus is going to bring about change in an instant. Now, if you are in a relationship, this could be relationship surprises that go really well. This is a sextile. So you're doing something to get something. And you know, if you have something planned, I would say go right for it. It's kind of a dicey week, being at an eclipse on the relationship axis. But should you want to have a day of surprise for your significant other, Thursday would be a good day for that. Also, you know, big money purchases or values, anything that has to do with Venus, self-worth issues, you know, changes in hairstyle, getting a tattoo, those things can also come into play here. It doesn't necessarily have to all be about romantic. It could be, you know, wanting freedom and sovereignty where it comes to money, or perhaps winning a jackpot of some kind. Well, that's all I have for you this week. I decided to use the Keepers of the Light Oracle cards because it's an eclipse. I wanted to go with an Oracle deck this week. And this is artwork by Lily Moses, a deck by Caro Kyle Gray. The card that jumped out is Faith. Let's see what the book has to say. Faith is the archangel who focused on bringing out our benevolence. She is the twin flame of Archangel Michael and is on a divine mission to help us recognize that humans are basically good and aligned with love, just like her name. She is all about faith and trust. She reminds us that the world has taught us to believe that we are separate from love, and that if we begin to see the good in others, then we will start to cultivate a loving experience of the world around us. For the extended message, let's carry on. Stay calm and breathe. You are a divine being of love who has done so much good in the world. You may be going through some personal transformations and feel that you're not getting anywhere, but Archangel Faith is drawing close to guide you beyond the limitations that your ego or fears have created for you. You may be trying to work out whom to trust. First, trust yourself. When you do this and recognize that you are made of love, you will attract those who reflect that love and can enjoy true friendships and loving relationships. Know that good is here to stay. Faith. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you liked this video, please do click the like button. If you know someone who would be helped by this video, do co-create with me and share it with them. If you want to know when videos are being dropped, click the subscribe button. Any comments or suggestions, please post them in the comment section below. I hope you have a fabulous week. Namaste.